Welcome to Capri Dorper, where my husband James and I have been working since the latter part of 2022. My name is Beth Kahiga, and my husband James researches on a regular basis to learn more about running a farm where we raise pure South African Dorper sheep in Kenya. He educates me, and I am now entrusted with sharing this information with you. Please join us on our journey while we educate ourselves and share this information with you so we all can become better farmers in Kenya. Today, we'll be reviewing CapriDorper standards for running a thriving farm. We'll cover treating animals well, caring for newborn lambs, being involved with your animals, growing and or processing your own food, using supplements at crucial times, treating your workers fairly, providing training and supervising workers regularly, keeping records of breeding and births, and keeping records of income and expenses. The first topic we're covering is treating animals well. Never pull animals by their legs or other extremities. Sheep are easily injured, and no one wants to injure their investment. Always pick sheep up when they are not willing to follow you. Use 2 people if necessary. Make sure sheep always have what is necessary to fry it. They always need fresh, clean water, good nutritious feed, salt blocks, and minerals. If zero grazing, provide 2 to 5 kgs afforded daily. Living quarters should be cleaned regularly. Paddocks should be free from debris that may injure animals. Living quarters should be cleaned at least daily and free of manure and not smell bad. Provide recommended vaccines and make sure they are administered by a certified vet. Every month, provide selenium and vitamin E vaccinations. Every 2 months, deworm. Ensure you rotate dewormers so worms don't become resistant. Every 3 months, provide Jovacloss T. Annually, once a year, provide Bluevax, anthrax, sheet and goat pox, foot and mouth, ORF, and Jovac Past. Shear animals when needed, at least once per year. Having too much wool can cause health problems. Protect your investment, and if you notice too much wool, increase shearing to twice yearly. Trim animals' hooves when needed, at least 2 times per year. When animals' hooves get too long, it can limit mobility and cause illness. To avoid these, trim hooves prior to becoming too long. Have a qualified vet on call to treat animals that are sick. Having a vet you know, trust, and can call in an emergency can go a long way to ensuring your animals stay healthy and thrive. Farm sanitation, also known as biosecurity, refers to a strategy used to prevent infectious diseases on your farm. It involves maintaining good hygiene practices like good hand washing, following a comprehensive vaccination program, and removing sources of diseases and pests. Additionally, disinfectant pits should be strategically placed to ensure that all personnel and visitors sanitize their footwear before entering the paddocks. To remove flying pests, an insecticide is sprayed on the walls of the paddocks when the sheep are outside, and fly tapes are hung to assist in pest management. This is a very important step to ensuring diseases are not passed on to your sheep by flies landing in their eyes. Adequate space allocation for animals is critical, not only for their well-being, but also to mitigate the risk of disease transmission. The recommended area per animal comprises 20 square feet of indoor space and an additional 20 square feet outdoors, for a total of 40 square feet to achieve optimal results. This spatial distribution allows animals to engage in natural behaviors, which contributes to their overall health. These are our 4-month-old rams enjoying the shade. They have plenty of room to bask in the sun, enjoy the shade, and exercise daily. The health and productivity of our livestock are paramount, and we take measures to ensure that their environment is conducive to both. Each ram, ewe, and lamb benefits from access to spacious and clean living quarters, adequate food, water, minerals, and salts, fostering a setting where they all can thrive. On occasion, we have found that it is difficult to find supplies and necessary medication for our flock to thrive. Because of this, CapriDorper keeps necessary medical and other supplies in stock to ensure they're available when necessary. If you have a smaller flock, it may not be cost-effective to keep vet and other supplies of this quantity in stock, as they may expire prior to you being able to use them. If you do keep veterinary supplies in stock, make sure you understand the storage requirements. Some medications require that they be refrigerated, and in fact even frozen if you are keeping them for an extended period of time. If your vet administers these medications, make sure they are kept and administered from an icebox to ensure their effectiveness. Caring for newborn lambs. Once the lamb's umbilical cord is cut, treat the lamb's navel with iodine. This prevents bacteria from entering through the navel, which can cause infection and fatal illnesses in young lambs. Immediately after birth, administer 5 mL of CalPro beneficial microbes. These beneficial microbes increase resilience and decrease mortality of lambs. Give a multivitamin injection every week for 4 weeks. These extra vitamins assist in ensuring a healthy, thriving lamb. Make sure newborn lambs are nursing from their mama. Ensure adequate intake of colostrum. Provide 1/2 to 1 liter in 24 hours. Dock tails within the first week. This will ensure cleanliness for all lambs. Ear tag within the first week. Identification is crucial to guard against interbreeding later in life. Deworm the lambs every 2 weeks for 1 month, and make sure to rotate dewormers so the worms do not become resistant. These young lambs that are less than a month old have been tail docked and their ears tagged. You'll notice that some have red tags, others have green tags on their ears. The ones with green tags are cross lambs, which are approximately 80% pure South African Dorper. The ones with red tags are pure South African Dorper lambs, with both the mom and dad being pure South African Dorper that have been imported from South Africa. Be involved with your animals. The only way you know your animals are thriving is to see them regularly. You are the person that has the investment in your animals. No one else will care as much as you do. Check your animals' living quarters, etc., for health and hygiene standards. Know as much as your vet or more. This will help you make sure your animals are healthy. At Capri Dorper, James checks throughout the day to ensure that all of the animals are healthy, that they have adequate clean water to drink, and enough forta in the troughs to eat. He also checks for minerals and salts to ensure our worker has provided them daily. If James finds that there's something in the living quarters that needs attention, he will talk to the worker and show them exactly what he needs. This provides necessary training to the worker so they know what is expected. Within our paddocks, we also have fly tape to ensure that flies are not spreading disease within our flock. We want to ensure that those fly tapes are also changed regularly and sprayed often. Grow and or process your own feed. If animals are free-range grazing, make sure there is enough food for them to eat. Supplement animals' feed that are free-range grazing if necessary. To be cost-efficient, when zero grazing, make sure you grow and store enough forta to feed your flock. CapriDorper prefers to use both corn and super Napier silage for nutritional content. CapriDorper stores silage in bunkers or food-grade plastic drums. Hire a silage specialist to guard against mold and other pathogens that can harm your herd. Silage at Capri Dorper is processed on sites by locals that are hired for day work. The silage is packed into bags and then taken to either our silage bunker, which you will see soon, or silage drums. This is our silage bunker, the inside of it. And these are workers that we have hired for the day that are compacting the silage with molasses into food-grade plastic drums. It is then fermented and once ready, fed to our sheep. Capri Dorper now has 3 silage bunkers. Due to feeding demands, we recently added a 3rd bunker. The dimensions and capacity for our first silage bunker is 30 feet by 4 feet by 11 feet. The capacity for this bunker is approximately 60 tons. The dimensions and capacity for our second silage bunker is 50 feet by 4 feet by 11 feet, holding approximately 80 tons. And our third bunker measures 49 feet by 4 feet by 11 feet, holding approximately 90 tons. Use supplements at crucial times. When flashing ewes and rams, prior to breeding, ewes and rams need extra nutrition to breed. Provide 250 grams maize germ, 90%, plus sunflower, 10%, to both rams and ewes 3 weeks before breeding. When ewes are soon to give birth and nursing, in late gestation, pregnant ewes require extra nutrition to ensure fetal growth and they have enough milk production to feed their new lamb. In addition to feed, supplement with 250 grams, maize germ 90%, plus sunflower 10%. When weaning lambs, Wean at 8 weeks and introduce to Lucerne pellets for the best growth. Treat your workers fairly. Provide a good living space if your worker is living on the farm, and good food. Pay a fair wage. Respect workers and always pay wages on time. Workers are relied upon to take care of the flock. Make sure they know you appreciate their work. Provide training and supervise workers regularly. Ensure workers know what their job is and check to make sure they are doing it well. Correct workers when necessary and make sure to tell them when they have done a good job. Workers should check animals regularly to ensure good health. If an animal is unwell, workers should notify the farm owner or vet. Make sure your workers are motivated to do a good job. Provide incentives for a job well done, like providing a bonus when animals are sold, etc. Francis has worked with CapriDorper for over a year. James continues to supervise him and provide him with new information and training as he learns to ensure that CapriDorper runs efficiently and effectively. Francis is a very hard worker, and he has learned his job well. We especially appreciate him when we go away for extended periods of time and when we sell animals. During these times, we often provide Francis with a bonus to show our appreciation. Keep records of breeding and births. When breeding, keep records of which ram bred with which ewes. Tag all newborn lambs within the first week of birth. Make sure to document tag lambs, noting the sire, which is the father, and dam, which is the mother. CapriDorper uses Excel spreadsheets to develop our simple record-keeping system. We've kept these records back to the first time that we've sold animals. We do this to ensure we have accurate records for returning customers to ensure that there is no interbreeding. Keep records of income and expenses. Keep track of all expenses associated with the business, even the small expenses. There are a lot of record-keeping apps that are free. However, we have found them to be more complex than what we need for the size of our herd. Excel provides spreadsheets you can customize and add formulas to do what you want, in a system most of us already know. Record all income. Financial information aren't just numbers. Your income and expense numbers provide you with the story of your business and assist you in troubleshooting ways to decrease costs and increase income. For example, your expenses for feed have increased. Why? Because you didn't plant enough fodder, or vermin got into your fodder and you had to buy more fodder to feed your flock. Plan to increase the amount of feed you plant to make sure you have enough feed for your flock. Use different storage so vermin are unable to access your fodder. Use financial information to plan and research for the future. For example, your income wasn't what you expected due to newborn mortalities, deaths. Determine the reason for those deaths and research ways to prevent them in the future. At CapriDorper, we've created files to keep copies of all of our receipts. We have hard copies in files that we have stored. We do this for both income and expense. We often take screenshots of income and store them in our computer files. This is an example spreadsheet of what CapriDorper has decided to use for our business. Along the left-hand side of the spreadsheet are the categories we have chosen to use for our business. All businesses should decide for themselves what categories make sense to track. Along the top, you will find the annual budget, then the monthly budget, which is the annual budget divided by 12. In each month and category cell, a formula and data are inputted from the receipts we have received for each month. Analyzing the data within these categories regularly allows us to pinpoint areas where we might be overspending or where revenue might be underperforming. This proactive approach ensures that we can adjust our strategies in real time rather than waiting until the end of the fiscal year. We strive to ensure that our content remains relevant and beneficial. To stay updated with the latest insights and advancements, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit our channel frequently. Our researcher, James, diligently investigates new methodologies and data, and we are dedicated to providing you with the information we have learned so we can all be better farmers in Kenya.